peak and may also have the potential to be bigger than the US by that time. However, to make this possible, India needs to implement many changes. These are the findings of the Global Research Report prepared by the head of Global Research at Goldman Sachs. What about the current scenario of our own Indian economy? Current account deficit touching historic high of 6.7% at the quarter ending December 2012. Indian rupee depreciating to its all-time low of rupee 65 against dollars, and inflation stood at 7.28% at the previous year ending. A very good evening to one of our present here. I am Kartik Srinivasan, doing my articleship from and Company, Thane, and today I am here to speak on the topic Indian economy, challenges and opportunities ahead. Apart from the above mentioned challenges, there are several other challenges being faced by our own Indian economy. Number one, balance of payment deteriorating. Although India has built upon a large amount of foreign currency reserves, the current account deficit is deteriorating in the recent months. The aggregate supply cannot meet aggregate demand, so the consumers are failing in the input. One possible solution for the same is devaluation of the home currency, but however, we are experiencing the same these days, and even this remains a matter of concern for the importers. Number two, inflation. Inflation is one of the biggest problems that our economy is facing these days. Fueled by raising wages, property prices, and food prices, inflation is one of the biggest problems today. At this stage, various indicators ranging from non-food credit to auto sales are showing marked weaknesses, presumably an outcome of the slowing income growth and persistently high inflation. The RBI needs to deal with its quantitative and qualitative methods appropriately so as to overcome this problem of inflation. Number three, high level of debts. Due to the property boom, the amount of borrowing has increased by around 30% in the past year. However, there are risks associated with such loans. Furthermore, if the inflation rate increases, it may force the RBI to increase the interest rates. And if the interest rate increases, it will substantially leave those indebted facing rising interest payment and potentially reducing consumer spending in the future. Number four, large budget deficit. India has one of the largest budget deficits in the developing world. Excluding subsidies, it amounts to around 8% of the GDP. Although it has come down a little in the past few months, and it still allows increasing investment in the public services like health and education. Number five, raise educational achievement. Among more micro factors, raising India's educational achievement is a major requirement to achieve the nation's potential. According to the basic indicators, a large section of young population in India today receives no education. A major effort to boost the basic education is much needed. There is also a significant need to improve the standard of the higher education. The likely number seeking for higher education is expected to grow by 3 to 4 times by 2020. The National Knowledge Commission has proposed to increase the number of universities from the present 350 to 1,500 by 2016. Number 6, poor infrastructure. Many Indians still lack basic amenities and lack access to running water. Indian public services are creaking under the strains of bureaucracy and inefficiency. Over 40% of Indian fruits rots before it reaches the market. This is one example of the supply constraints and inefficiency facing by the Indian economy. Number 7, discipline plays a major role in taking our economy to a global level and thereby making our country a superpower. Avoiding strikes here becomes a major challenge, my dear friends. We need to keep in mind the current status of our country and its economy. Anyhow, we are running into deficit, and such acts will ruin our economy further. Number 8, due to the depreciation in the home currency, we are struggling to improve our share in the global export than ever before. On this, I would just like to say, करो तुम नजरअंदाज। भारत के इन चैलेंजेस को ना करो तुम नजरअंदाज, क्योंकि इन सब को पार करते हुए ही हम पहनेंगे अपना सरताज। अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो कहीं आएंगे, अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो कहीं आएंगे, और हम अपने भारत को जरूर अपने मुकाम तक पहुंचेंगे। So friends, let's have a look at the opportunities ahead. As we all know, economy is the method by which we prepare today to afford the influence of tomorrow. The $1.3 trillion Indian economy remains irrefutably robust even at the present time of global slump. As per the majority of estimates, it will march ahead on the path of growth at the rate of around 6% even at the time of formidable challenges. Several economic reports glowingly predict that by 2015, India will start outpacing China's annual GDP growth rate. However, the instant but seemingly a distant dream is to take our country into double-digit growth. This dream is quite realizable provided India unleashes its full potential and dares to challenge the challenges which is restricting the Indian growth engine from going full throttle. And there are positive indicators which shows that even in spite of going through a gloomy phase in 2012, the Indian economy is poised to return to an optimistic growth in 2013-14. India's opportunities lies in its good geostrategic location. We have the trained human resources with technological capabilities of high order. We are the fourth largest military in this world, and most importantly, we come among the first 15 economic powers of the world. So what is needed to seriously look upon are the matters relating to regulations and moving more quickly on the economic reforms by introducing new corporate governance norms and area on which the Ministry of Corporate Affairs are actively working on. We in India need reforms that can actually bring about a sustainable long-term growth rate. We will definitely come up with better projects in infrastructure, viable so that they can attract more capital, increase the productivity of agriculture, improve healthcare and skill-creating education, making parallel economy under the tax net, implementing the fundamental reforms in taxation like the GST and the direct tax code, and finally easing the rules and regulations that make doing business difficult in India. As Mr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, the Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, has rightly said, for a growth of an economy, there are three main factors: availability of capital, availability of appropriately skilled labor, productivity of the economy to convert the capital and labor into final products. On the other hand, even the World Bank sees India growing at 5.7% in 2013-14. Thus, I would like to conclude by saying that we are at a crucial juncture, and getting back to high GDP and low inflation should be our top priority. On a positive note, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high,